Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The state opposition claims the latest health dashboard shows Tasmanians are being let down by the long delays at emergency departments. Labor says wait times are unacceptable, but the government says federal funding is needed to help boost the system.
Tough times in our emergency departments. Almost 15,000 presentations in the past year alone. The latest dashboard data reveals just over half of patients are seen within 4 hours in both Launceston and Hobart. For some, the wait was too long. Last month, 500 left without being seen.
No wonder our staff are completely stressed out, and no wonder patients are incredibly frustrated when this data shows that our health system simply hasn't been supported to operate how Tasmanians would expect.
The Australian Medical Association calls the situation dire, claiming Tasmania's emergency department figures are the worst in the country.
Unfortunately, Tassie too, we're an older population. We're an older, sicker, less healthier group of patients compared to the mainland.
We've seen a shift in where the patients are seeking their care because they're not getting enough support from the Medicare-supported primary care system.
Most presentations are Category 3 admissions, meaning potentially life-threatening, situational urgency or severe discomfort and distress.
The health system is clearly in crisis, and this information shows that things aren't getting better.
Labor has committed $60 million to expand services if it gains power at the next state election. However, the state government says the Commonwealth has a role to play in freeing up space.
As an essential partner in health, we want them to be doing more to help carry the load.
Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmanian News.
The jumping castle central to the deaths of 6 children at Devonport's Hillcrest Primary School allegedly wasn't secured at all points. Court documents show Tasmania's Director of Public Prosecutions alleges the castle was tethered at only 4 of the 8 anchorage points. The operator of the castle has been charged with failing to comply with health and safety requirements after an investigation undertaken by WorkSafe Tasmania. A wind gust lifted the castle into the air during end-of-year celebrations in December 2 years ago. Investigations are continuing into a fire which destroyed a home and car in Tasmania's south overnight. Firefighters called to the Huon Highway property near Dover at 12:30. Crews were initially unable to bring it under control due to live power lines. Damage is estimated at $300,000. At first, the owner was unaccounted for, but has since been located. Tasmania Police will have their eyes on the roads this Christmas with Operation Safe Arrival targeting dangerous drivers this festive period. Officers are hoping they won't have to make any further death knocks than the 32 they've already made this year.
Hoping to steer clear of a fatal festive season, Operation Safe Arrival is back, targeting dangerous yet all too common behaviours.
Yesterday morning in Burnie, we had a man there who recorded a reading of .201, which is 4 times the legal limit.
From random breath testing stations to undercover patrols and more speed cameras, motorists can expect a greater police presence.
Drive as if there's a police vehicle following you, and that will have an impact on your driving behaviours.
Also supported by the Road Safety Advisory Council's new social media campaign.
If you're speeding, drink driving, or being unsafe in any way, we'll be looking out for you.
Tasmania's road toll currently sits at 32 compared to 51 last year. Nearly 300 serious injuries have also been recorded. The impact on first responders no less traumatic.
Following on from that is having to go and pass a death message and notify next of kin that their loved one's passed away. That's the last thing we want to do, irrespective of the time of the year.
Drivers urged to make safe decisions behind the wheel.
Lives changed through pain and disability and the trauma of road crashes.
We're working towards our target of trying to reduce serious casualty crashes to below 200 by the year 2026, and we're not on track at the moment to achieve that goal.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
The Small Business Council claims many Tasmanians are in for an unpleasant Christmas after same job, same pay legislation passed the Senate earlier this month with the support of the Jackie Lambie network. The federal opposition concerned the changes will make it harder for Tasmania's 41,000 small businesses to recruit staff.
The heart of working for yourself is the heart of Australia, and as far as that is concerned, the government is currently ripping out that heart.
There was no consultation, no input from industry, and no understanding in the Australian Senate, a chamber which had an inquiry on foot to look at these laws.
Federal Workplace Relations Minister Tony Burke recently said the laws will stop employers from underpaying workers. Taswater is awaiting the green light on a development application to relocate Macquarie Point's water treatment plant. Looking to make room ahead of the Macquarie Point Stadium build, Taswater wants to fill the gap with upgrades to the Self Point facility. Described as a centrepiece of waste management, Taswater says the new plant will be built to last 100 years. The City of Hobart will now consider the proposal. We're being urged not to treat op shops like landfill, with some dealing with an influx of items they can't sell due to their condition. Charities say we shouldn't give away what we wouldn't give out as Christmas presents.
What's one person's trash is someone else's treasure. St Vincent de Paul has spent decades giving new homes to old gear, with 1,800 tonnes collected each year. Christmas, however, brings extra challenges with a surge in donations.
We have times where we're not open for a number of days in a row. Then donations can build up outside, and if they get wet, that means we can't use them.
Sometimes things that we don't want to find, maybe dirty nappies.
St Vincent sort items into two categories, A grade and B grade. All rejected items not suitable for selling is sent to a warehouse where it goes to rag production or landfill. Hobart City Mission has the same process, both charities pleading with the public to not treat them as a dumping ground.
Maybe they're clearing some things out. I guess the rule of thumb is if you wouldn't give it to your best friend, that you shouldn't donate it.
For workers, the sorting process can sometimes uncover unexpected and unwanted surprises.
We had a bunch of scissors and a bunch of needles in one load. So we do have all kinds of things happen, and I suspect that what happens with some of those things is they're not intentional, but they just happen to be in the load.
Post-Christmas, also a busy time, City Mission says more than 6 million gifts will be unused across the country. Tasmanians urged to shop for a bargain.
Instead of buying brand new, why not come into an op shop and buy second hand?
Charlotte Italiano, 7 Tasmania News.
It's anchors up for one of the state's most utilised research vessels. The Australian Maritime College is celebrating the MV Bluefin's decades-long contribution to education and training as she now heads to America.
A bon voyage 40 years in the making.
It's been a long journey, and a ship is a very special thing to the people who use it.
Saying goodbye to Tasmania, Bluefin has its compass set north. Calling time on her illustrious career, she helped pave the way for ocean-breaking research, education and training.
Absolutely certain that it's well into the many thousands of students who pass across her decks.
Since the 80s, the vessel has been a mainstay of the Australian Maritime College's fleet, playing a key role in supporting the industry and beyond.
Many stories, and you know, the vessel did a lot of different work, but it was also involved in a number of rescues.
It hasn't always been smooth sailing, but the difference she's made has helped navigate rough seas and challenges over her decades on the water.
It's probably been one of the best places to work, but there's also some horrible times on the boat. When it's a nice day, everything goes easy. But when it's rough and things are going wrong, it's not quite the place you want to be.
The send-off is definitely tinged with sadness, but I think what makes that a positive experience is that we know she's going to a good home.
The Bluefin is setting sail for a new life in America, where she'll provide the next generation the ultimate learning experience, with hundreds of school students set to jump on board.
To see the vessel going to good use, you know, that's the key really.
Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
Bridgewater Youth are a step closer to having their own specialised hub. Brighton Council will join forces with the Red Cross and the Tasmanian Aboriginal Legal Service to provide support programs with a dedicated space will be open to anyone aged 12 to 25.
We're building this youth hub to support youth and effectively assist them with their future.
We've got a high population of Aboriginal cohort, and we think it's important to give people a hand up rather than a hand out.
It's estimated construction will take between 2 and 5 years.
Chris Jordan lit up Perth last night, but the hurricane still left Western Australia with a loss. The Englishman breaking a team record, also helping the Hurricanes recover from a slow start, but Perth were just as clinical with the bat, smashing Hobart by 9 wickets.
A bright spark on a losing night. English bowler Chris Jordan on fire in the furnace with the bat.
Yeah, I was just happy that I was able to get a few out the middle and get the team up to a decent score.
But it wasn't a happy trip west for both him and his team.
Yeah, it was a decent performance with the bat, but I'd have definitely taken the win.
Finding boundaries early on, the wickets also fell quickly. McDermott, David and Jewell all out early on. The Hurricanes 5 for 47 in the 8th over.
Gone! AJ Ty joins in the party.
Nikhil Chowdhury and Mitch Owen created a vital 56-run partnership before Chris Jordan took off.
It's got a lot of that. All the way.
His 50 off just 17 balls, the fastest in Hurricanes history. Blasting 6 fours and 5 sixes, Jordan's 59 off just 20 balls helped them set 173.
Jordan gets that again! That's even bigger! Oh, it's massive!
It looked a defendable total. The king of baseball, however, had other ideas.
Shot. Got all of that.
Zach Crawley scorching the Hurricanes bowlers. Aaron Hardy also chipping in with 85 off just 45 deliveries.
Oh dear. There's a bigger one.
Perth reaching the target inside 17 overs. Hobart season now in the balance. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Newtown are Tasmania's T20 Kings after defeating Clarence in the Premier League Grand Final last night. Anthony Mosca was at his big hitting best for the Bucks last night. The veteran batter smashed 65 off just 57 balls, finishing the match off in style with a 6. Newtown eventually chasing down the target of 122 with 6 wickets to spare. And the Jack Jumpers want to get the little things right during their upcoming doubleheader. After defeats to Perth and Sydney last round, Tasmania has a must-win weekend ahead. The team confident a few tweaks at both ends of the court will help their finals chances.
We lost the rebounding battle, so just cleaning that little stuff up and building off what we did good.
Just don't think we're on point with some of our pick and roll coverages, especially down the stretch, and I think our communication could have gone up a little bit.
The Jack Jumpers face Illawarra on Saturday, followed by a Christmas Day blockbuster at home against the Phoenix.
Good evening. Mostly fine across the island today. Hobart 18, Launceston the state's top with 23, Devonport 19, Burnie 20 degrees. Further out we saw 22 recorded at Friendly Beaches. The islands Lougheed and Bushy Park all 21, Strawn and Smithton 20, St Helens and Grove 19, Laiwini 15. The highest rainfall 8 millimetres at Sisters Beach, followed by 3 millimetres at both Wynyard and Eaglehawk Neck. The satellite continues to show scattered low-level cloud across the state today. Patchy cloud sits over parts of Tasmania and Victoria. There is also cloud associated with active thunderstorms over Queensland, New South Wales and the top end. Partial mid to high-level cloud is seen along southern WA. Tomorrow an area of high pressure will pass to the south of Tasmania, while a broad area of low pressure remains over the mainland. East to southeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots with afternoon sea breezes expected in the north and the west. Mild southwesterly swells continue in the west and south, reaching up to 2 metres. Cloudy conditions for Hobart tomorrow, 19, Huonville 21 and 20 in Campania. Launceston partly cloudy, 23, similar conditions in Devonport 20, mostly sunny in Georgetown 21. Cloudy towards the west, Burnie 18, Strawn 20, Wynyard 19. Cloudy also in the east, St Helens 19, 18's the top for Swansea, Port Arthur 21 degrees. Having a look now to the 3-day forecast. Saturday fine apart from isolated showers developing inland. No change to the Christmas Eve conditions with isolated showers most likely inland also. Christmas Day, the forecast we've all been waiting for. We can expect showers about the Bass Strait Islands, possibly extending to the north and the east during the afternoon and evening. Otherwise mainly fine. A quick sticky beak now to mainland conditions for tomorrow. Hot and sunny in Alice Springs, 38. A couple of degrees cooler in Darwin, 36, with expected storms. Mostly sunny in Adelaide and Perth, 25, and partly cloudy for the nation's capital city. Currently, it's a little cloudy statewide. Hobart 17 degrees, Launceston 20 and 19 in Devonport. And for those hoping to get that last minute Christmas shopping done, it's a good thing. The summer solstice is tomorrow, Kim.
And that is all we have time for tonight. As always, thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.